Welcome back to the VC3 News Update. I'm Shalisa Nanton. First, on the local scene. Some concerns have been raised about the environmental impact on the area from which the material is being sourced to reclaim the land at Rose Place in Kingstown to facilitate the construction of the modern port. But Prime Minister Gonsalves is reassuring the public that there is not much to worry about. Speaking on WFM's Issue at Hand program on Sunday, Dr. Gonsalves said he asked Matty Harris, Senior Vice President of ACON, about any complaints raised by the consultants of any environmental issues or the Caribbean Development Bank, and the response was.
And I specifically asked Linsky Douglas and Laura Anthony Brown if any complaints have been raised by the consultants, that is to say, Selhorn, of any environmental issue. No. By the Caribbean Development Bank. No. In fact, the Caribbean Development Bank environmental specialists had come in because they will do their monitoring. They're quite satisfied with everything that is going on. Linsky and Laura themselves are satisfied because the science indicated what we are doing is proper for us to do, and that persons who are making other comments, those comments are not properly founded in science, in reality. So everything is proceeding smoothly.
As regards to employment opportunities, the Prime Minister said the port will be more efficient than the current port. He stated that the management structure will be another issue that will have to be addressed.
And that is a work in progress. There have been some input from a consultancy through the OAS. We have gotten, as you know, the Taiwan ports to have come here with a delegation, and work is being done through them. The overall idea conceptually, strategically, is to separate the management of the port from the regulation of the port in the way in which the management of Argyle International Airport is separate from the regulation.
The Prime Minister said a similar structure to that of the Argyle International Airport, with regulations being separated from management, will be adopted at the modern port.
At the moment, the Port Authority is both a regulator and a manager. Well, those days seem to be numbered, and the received wisdom is that this is the way it is to be done, and we accept that.
Within the...
So you'll have legislative changes, obviously.
He also added that it is believed that the structure we have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the better way in terms of having the seaport managed as a separate entity to the airport. More on the local scene, the Human Development Service Delivery under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, in conjunction with the National Qualifications Department and the Ministry of Education, hosted a mini exhibition and recruitment drive for the youth and adults training for employment at Heritage Square on Friday. Graduates showcased their work, highlighting the importance of technical and vocational training as an opportunity for economic empowerment and inclusion. Graduates from previous cohorts who established businesses were also on display.
My name is Sophelia Blucher, and I'm representing Somerset Fashion Consultancy, which is working as a satellite program under the GTI, Georgetown Technical Institute. Now, all of these clothes that you've seen here is exhibited by the students in less than 3 months. Now, the students are challenged to make garments, and then they would display them at this exhibition. Now, I also have with us a past student from the previous cohort, and she went on to gain employment and also created her own business.
My name is Suleiman Mohammed. I did a year program, and it started around January, which I will now basically finishing up. Well, the program has basically, I've learned a lot in the program. What program was it? It was a year program. It was an electrical installation, right? We did how we do switching system, how we do bending conduits, we did wiring, we did circuit breakers, as you can see, and what's not. It has been quite a very nice program.
I'm the food preparation and cookery level 1 instructor at Camden Park Technical Institute. In our program, we would prepare, bake and decorate cakes, cookies, biscuits, we do basic dough, we do pastry items, we do basic cookery, along with we do hygiene, cleaning, and safety. So it's a good program to get yourself involved in. We prepare our trainees for the workforce, so we do what we call workforce education.
Recruitment of participants for the upcoming classes were also done. And the president of the Calypsonians Association, Earl Bennett, has expressed gratitude to all the individuals who were in attendance at the recently held Queen of Calypso competition, as there has been conversations that Calypso is a dying art form. Bennett went on to add that Calypso should not be measured in pure economic terms.
It is said that Calypso is a dying art form, but I know with your help, you will ensure that Calypso lives on. I've often said that Calypso must not be measured in pure economic terms. If we do that, we'll be no disservice to Calypso. We have to understand that Calypso has a long and storied history. It was brought here by our ancestors, and we ought to treasure it. For that reason only, Calypso is priceless. And let me hasten to add that anytime you hear I use the word Calypso, it's all embracing. What we generally call Calypso, I call it Kaiso. Then we have Raga Soca, which is our own creation. And I've often said, when you have your own creation, you need to treat it well. And then there is Power Soca.
Bennett also thanked the Carnival Development Corporation for their contribution to the competition, adding that the governing body has contributed more to the competition than it has in the past. Chairman of CDC, Ricardo Adams, also speaking before the competition, said that the women were the ones behind the push for the hosting of the competition before the national showcase, which is slated for Sunday, July 9th. Adams, addressing the crowd, said that he was grateful to see the turnout at the competition and asked that all components of Carnival lend support to each other.
I'm really pleased to see the numbers here this evening. I was here last year and it was nowhere near this, and it is really good to see the return of the Queen of Calypso and the return of the numbers enjoying this fantastic show. I always say, I really wish the components would come out always and support each other, because at the end of it, Vincy Mas is waiting, and it is for us to continue to push and grow the festival.
Meanwhile, Chanel McKenzie failed to defend her crown and retain the title of Queen of Calypso here in SVG. On the weekend, Lonette Fire Empress Ned was successful in defeating McKenzie and 10 other competitors on her way to the title of Queen of Calypso. The competition took place at the Russell's Auditorium, saw the 11 women vying for the crown in the competition, which was reintroduced in 2018 in an effort to promote the empowerment of women. Fire Empress has won several competitions in SVG, namely Raga Soca Monarch and Calypso Monarch. She performed one of the more popular Calypso songs for Vincy Mas 2023, Price of Neglect. Third was Chanel McKenzie with Who to Blame, and second, Felicia Nubian Empress Alexander with Reckless Driving. And those has been your local stories. Tune in to VC3 Channel 114 for the regional and international news update, along with the VC3 Sports Update with Sinead Hackshaw.